Okay, we thought it was hot in the U.S. last week with those triple-digit temps across many parts of the Midwest and Northeast.
Okay, but that has since packed up and moved itself over the last few days overseas. Okay, we're getting nicer weather here, but why has this transition kind of happened? Meteorologist Charles Root tells us.
100 degrees, 109 degrees. Those were high temperatures not in a desert in the Southwest or in Africa. But those temperatures were Thursday's highs in London and Paris.
It's really not funny, actually. It's so hot.
Meanwhile, the weather for us has been fairly pleasant compared to our normal summer sweatbox. So why the seesaw pattern? One simple answer is the jet stream, and it can dip, therefore trough. But when it dips, there's normally ridging on either side. It's kind of like when you snap a rope. You'll see dips and ridges along the path of the rope. And I'm sure I'm not doing this right because I'm a terrible person. Maybe someone else could do a better job.
Right side's gonna go back.
So the heat wave from last week, ridge. The nicer weather this week, trough. The heat wave in Europe, ridge. Bear in mind that in a warming world, some research suggests that these kinks in the jet stream could stall and amplify, prolonging heat events. So in other words, that rope might become more amplified and harder to become more flat unless I'm the one doing the work. Back to you.
These segments by Charles, I mean, they're always informative, but they're becoming must-see TV because
they really are.
the
And
antics, right?
But I love that he explains it in a way that I go, okay, I get that.
And it's the extremes. That was his point. That granted, Sophia showed the extremes of the rope maybe better than he did, but it's and the extremes yesterday in Europe and today. It got cooler, and the numbers were still just ridiculous again. Keep in mind that the latitude of Paris is roughly the same as the latitude of International Falls. Now, we know that Europe is not a deep freeze like northern Minnesota is, but it is very far north compared to the U.S. So all of this part of Europe is much farther north than we live. So when we're talking, these were today's highs. Again, these came down from yesterday, but still Amsterdam at 97 and Frankfurt at 102, Vienna at 95, Milan and Rome at 95. So that was pretty extreme stuff. Again, by comparison, yes, I know that we can handle the heat because we're used to it a lot more, and we are definitely a lot farther south, and we all have AC. Most of the places in Europe don't get that kind of heat very often at all, so many places don't have AC. So